Hey, this is Matt from HowToMotorcycleRepair.com. In today's video, I just want to show you how to diagnose vacuum leaks. This particular bike is a 81 Honda CB650, and I noticed that there was a little popping in the exhaust. And basically what happens when you hear popping in the exhaust is you have a lean mixture that goes into the combustion chamber and is too lean to ignite. And once it goes into the exhaust pipe, sometimes it ignites and causes a pop. So let me start it up. I'm going to show you a few methods to diagnose vacuum leaks. The first is I just take some carb clean and spray it on these boots and any other areas that could cause, or where leaks could happen. It could happen at the fuel pump or the vacuum actuated on-off diaphragm, whatever you want to call it. Right here where the carb diaphragms are, and the carb boots. The carb boots are probably the number one spot. Another place to check is throttle shafts. Right here, with the tank off, you can spray right in the middle and see where that's coming from. So again, you can use carb clean, or you can take a propane torch, and what I've done is I've taken apart the tip here and you just put a rubber hose on it. And when you use the propane torch, obviously you don't light it, you just crank it open. To where it's hissing, and you can just move the rubber tube around and find your leak. And what you're looking for is a change in idle quality. The RPMs will either come up or they might go down. So just look for a change in idle. Alright, so let's get started. So I'm going to start right here. So there's a vacuum leak right here. And the reason I spotted it out is the boot is torn. It looks like someone tried to, to get the carbs on. So that's a pretty big leak right there. And you want to be careful with painted surfaces down here. Make sure you wipe it up with a rag. Or just put a rag under there. Check this boot. So that's leaking too. Let's go on the other side here. Yeah, they're all leaking. So yeah, I'm going to order these up, replace them in another video. But yeah, basically that's how you diagnose vacuum leaks. And these don't look too bad. I've seen boots where they look practically new, and you spray them and it just sucks the stuff right in. So your bike will never run right if you have vacuum leaks. You'll never be able to sync the carbs, and it's an easy check. So alright, so it's been a few weeks since I showed you the vacuum leak. Now these boots have been replaced, and I want to show you how by spraying around in this area it doesn't change the idle quality at all. Now if you want to see the video on how these were replaced, check out my site, or I'll have a link below. But basically, this is how it goes. So you can spray all in here, and there's absolutely no change in idle. So that's good. Now whenever using carb clean like this, make sure you clean it up, blow it off. Stuff will take off paint, so you want to wipe it up, dry it off as soon as possible. It's definitely the most corrosive for the paint. Not corrosive, but it'll eat paint. But man, it works the best. So that's what I use. I just make sure I wipe it up really quick. Now let me show you my collection of manifold boots here, so you can get an idea of what to expect. Now this is the actual boot off this bike. don't know if you can see here, but look at those cracks, man. I mean, they were just horrible. And supposedly someone did a carb job on this, and I can't believe they didn't catch this and go, hey man, you got a vacuum leak. So yeah, here's some more from the same bike. I mean, look at that. It's horrible. So that's definitely one thing you can expect when you're working on an older bike. It's pretty much standard just to replace these. You could tell this guy tried to cut corners and he put some sealant here. I mean, look at that. It's almost split right through the middle. Here's a couple more. Here's one off a snowmobile. You know, it looks fine, but when you go and you peel the rubber, you can see all these little cracks. Now, these weren't leaking, but these cracks eventually will cause issues, and you definitely don't want to lean out a sled, which is a two-stroke. That'll burn up your motor. So, just as preventative maintenance, we swap these out. Here's another one off a KLR 650. It looked fine. Looks like there's some paint on there, but it was leaking here. I mean, an O-ring goes in here, and it was leaking between where it mounts on the head and right here. So it was leaking right here. So even though the boot looked okay, you got other sources of leaks. Now you're either going to find two styles. One that mounts to the head like this, flat, or like you see here in my right hand, where it just double crimps on the carb and the head. Alright, so that's it for vacuum leaks. I would say this is the #1 source, followed by maybe the throttle shaft seals. So you can spray right in here where the shaft goes all the way through, well, not all the way through the carbs, but you know, this one's capped, but you know, right here on the inside, make sure you spray there. I've seen those leak a couple times when carbs wear out, or you know, some of them have rubber seals there as well. And thirdly is the fuel diaphragm valve. Sometimes this valve or the diaphragm breaks in here, and it'll either suck in air or fuel. What happens then is you're basically enriching the bike. You're heavy on the throttle, you let off, and you got this high vacuum, and it's just sucking fuel right out of here. And sometimes it stalls the motor. So I've seen that happen as well. So in any case, that's a short video on how to find vacuum leaks and what to do about them. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt from HowToMotorcycleRepair.com. Definitely check out my site. Some good stuff there. Thanks.